What is up, everybody?
Hey, y'all.
Hope all is well. If you are watching this later, you know what to do. Fast forward to the 3 to 5 minute mark.
Keep it moving. Show that.
As we wait for our family to come on in. Put this right here. We good to go.
How y'all feeling? How's the week going?
Tonight's gonna be a tough one.
Is it though?
People don't like to talk about the F word. All that cussing.
All that cuss.
All that cussing.
Stuff. Yeah.
The big F word.
Yeah.
If you want to make your relationship last, you're gonna need the F word.
Make it last forever.
Talk to us, man. Who's in here today?
Where y'all at though?
Swipe left to reveal the comments.
Left.
Oh, left.
Yeah, you're on the left. Am I tagging? Oh, you put it at the top.
Mm-hmm.
You want to leave. What is happening, y'all? Come and talk to me.
Give us a moment. We are.
Really wanna need you.
All right. Come on in. Talk to us. Talk to us. We're going to get started in like a minute or two. Okay? We're going to get started in a minute or two. I hope you guys had a beautiful day. Appreciate y'all that are tuning in. We're going to start in a minute or so. We got a very important conversation tonight.
Y'all, every time, you got the long sleeves on today, so you really ain't gonna feel cold.
Yeah, I'm good.
Every time.
Hey, the Arizona same. It's been all day.
Yeah, because you're not by the all day.
Well, I mean, you know,
I ain't been here all day.
I'm just saying, it's on, just 73, something like that, 74.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let me see. We're gonna get started in 30 seconds. 30 seconds, y'all. We're gonna knock this out. We're gonna knock this out. My wife is hungry, so we make sure she gets something to eat. Oh, she got some water right now. She good.
I want some crab legs. That sounds so good. What y'all doing for Juneteenth?
Juneteenth is on the way. Yes,
I'm
it
kind
is.
of like, they talk about my shirt again. My sister said she didn't like this shirt, so
I like
I
that
was trying to you like this one,
Yeah, I
but
like
my
that
sister
shirt.
didn't like it. So she was like, "Girl, what is that?" So I was just like, "It's something different, got the colors, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Representing,
Yeah. Looks nice. I like it.
representing, just a little bit. As long as my husband like it, that's all that matters.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know.
All right, let's go ahead and get started, man. Listen, we are Forever Love. My name is Artis.
And I'm Zadoria.
And we are the Andersons. And we are excited. Why did you do 4?
I don't know. I was getting in the groove.
My wife, y'all.
3 times. We did it good 3 times in a row.
We did.
Yeah, so,
But
all
we,
right.
we should be able to nail that.
But, that's the fun part that that we don't nail it every time. That's what makes it, that shows that we're not scripted. You know what I'm saying?
No, it just shows that you forget how many times you forget our handshake. You getting overexcited.
Okay. What's wrong with that? I'm always overexcited to talk to the people.
That's good. That's a good save. What's up, everybody? We are Forever Love. We are excited to be here. Listen. Tonight we're going to be talking about Make It Last Part 3. And our topic tonight is you need to practice forgiveness. You need to practice forgiveness. But before we get started, follow us everywhere at try4everlove.com. The last few weeks I've been telling y'all the wrong handle. It's try4everlove. Try4everlove. I might have been telling y'all the wrong one. I don't know.
No, I think you said the right one.
I know I typed it wrong.
Oh.
So that's why I'm just covering my bases.
Oh.
Right? But also, if you didn't know, we have a relationship hotline. Okay? So if you need to ask any questions about relationships or marriage or singlehood, if you have any things you need to work through that you need help with, reach us at the Forever Love hotline at 1-888-420-0471. Again, that number is 1-888-420-0471. All right.
You should do a jingle for that.
Yeah, one day.
One day soon.
One day soon. So,
Screenshot.
no. When it comes to Forever Love is, just simply put, Forever Love is our company, right? It's a relationship education company that started with a need that we saw in the community. We saw that we've been taught how to do everything in life, except the most important thing in the world, which is relationships. Mm-hmm. And so we just wanted to provide education and provide people with help at every turn of their relationship. And so if you haven't, make sure you go to our website, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube, make sure you go to trm-u.com, the Relationship Marriage University. Just continue to support everything we have going on. We appreciate you. And so now, when it comes to relationships, as we say from time to time, relationships are a gift. Okay.
Hey, Kia.
What's up, Kia? Relationships are a gift, okay? And they should be treated as such. Now, when we talk about relationships being a gift, we have to understand the purpose of a relationship, right? Relationships have significant purposes, some of which is to connect us, to support us, to balance us, to protect us, to sharpen us, to improve us, right? Overall, to help us. Relationships are here to help us. Now, when we talk about this topic tonight, we understand that it is not a popular subject to talk about, because this subject doesn't always feel good, especially when you have to be the one that forgives, okay? Mm-hmm. But I'm here to tell you, my wife is here to tell you, we are here to tell you that if you want to make your relationship last forever, if you want to see marriage last, if you want your relationship to make it to engagement and make it through to marriage and then through marriage, you need the F word. Yes, the cuss word of all cuss words.
F-U.
Forgiveness, okay? Forgiveness, okay? Walk around and tell somebody, say, F you. Ain't that what they used to say?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to forgiveness, right, we're going to get into the definition. But tonight, it's not so much as the definition. Mm-hmm. It's more so of the heart behind it, right? Now, when I break this definition down, I want us to really understand what we're talking about when it comes to forgiveness. Mm-hmm. Forgiveness means to give up. Okay, not in the sense of like, oh, I give up, I quit. But it means I give up A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Whatever that thing is. Whether it's I give up my anger, I give up my resentment, I give up my hatred, I give up my frustration, I give up my disappointment, I give up my whatever it is. It's a willingness to give up. The next definition means to let go. To let go, to keep no longer. I'm not going to keep my bitterness. I'm not going to keep my issue. I'm not going to keep my grudge. Okay? Now, this next definition is interesting because it means not to hinder. Not to hinder. Think about that. What is forgiveness hindering in your relationship? Well, sorry, let me say that better. What is unforgiveness hindering in your relationship? What is unforgiveness causing in your marriage? Mm-hmm. What has unforgiveness done to the relationship? The longer you hold on to unforgiveness becomes bitterness. By the time you reach bitterness, you're a dangerous person. You're a dangerous person. because that word bitterness is equivalent to poisonous. So unforgiveness turns into bitterness, and bitterness is poisonous. Bitter people destroy everything and everybody around them. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go that deep tonight. We're gonna stay on the surface level. Okay? Right? You got to pay for that. But the next definition means to remit. Now, the word remit means to cancel, like a debt or punishment, right? And that's the word I want to harp on. Punishment. People who live or walk in unforgiveness tend to punish their partner. If we are not careful, we will punish our spouse to death. To the death of the marriage, to the death of the relationship, all because you won't let go of the grudge, the issue. The unforgiveness continues to cause you to create or give out or dish out more punishment. Now, when you constantly punish people, consciously or subconsciously, or intentionally or unintentionally punish someone verbally, emotionally, mentally, or financially, then you haven't forgiven. And that's what that word remit means. It means you decide to cancel the punishment. But if you don't, whether it's emotional, verbal, mental, financial, or whatever area, you're choosing. You're making a conscious choice, a conscious decision to destroy the relationship. Right? Now, this is just me talking now. I would hope, right? I'm just sharing, these thoughts that are running through my head. This is not necessarily in our notes. But I would hope that people will grow to the place of maturity to realize how childish unforgiveness can become. It's not to minimize your pain, and it's not to overlook your hurt. It's to understand that adults should be able to reason and come to a place where they say, you know what? I need to let this go. I need to be okay and accept the situation. I need to understand that they made a mistake. I need to understand that they made a few mistakes. I need to understand that they made a few choices. Or, to be honest, I need to accept the fact that this is how the person is and I have to learn to adjust. That's more so for married people. Because if you're just in a relationship, you can just walk away. But tonight is talking about practicing forgiveness. So by definition, what does it mean to practice forgiveness? It means making the decision to extend forgiveness above how you feel as a normal way of living. I'm going to read that again. Practicing forgiveness is defined as making the conscious and aware decision to extend forgiveness above how you feel as a normal way of living. Now, the average person that doesn't practice forgiveness because they don't know how, so they can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? How have you done in your life with forgiveness? Just overall. Because for me, forgiveness was always easy for me.
Well, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, everybody.
Praise the Lord.
Baby.
But not easy in the sense of like, I didn't think about it for a while. But when I thought about it, you get that little gut feeling, that little whatever you call that thing in your.
The butterflies in your stomach.
No, it's not butterfly. It's like a feeling like.
Like it's like a hard, like not a hard feeling, but like a.
It's hard to explain. It's like it's like you think about the situation, or you see the person, and you think about it, and you get that feeling, like it's like a mini stomach drop, like a mini stomach drop type of thing, right? And so I would get that, but it wouldn't lead me to hate the person or want to do anything to the person or get revenge.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Not saying I'm,
Yeah.
special.
I learned from you. I can tell you that.
I can see that, yeah.
Definitely learned from you. But I think I don't for forgiveness for me, for people is probably easier than forgiveness for myself. So like I can forgive, like I forgive some niggas. My bad. I forgave some down dirty dudes that did me wrong in my lifetime, and like it's nothing. But then when it came to myself, why did you do that? Forgive yourself, Zadorian. Why? You did that. You made a decision. So it was easier for me to like forgive people in a sense, but forgiving myself was a little different.
So, all right. So since you brought that up, I've never understood that concept. I've never in my life understood why can't I forgive myself. Like I've never understood that.
But I think it's more of loving yourself too, because, or if you're a person that beats yourself up often, it's kind of easier to say, girl, I can't forgive you, or boy, I can't forgive you for what you did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you knew better.
Yeah.
It's different if you don't know. Like,
but even if you know better, it's like something in you, like to me, when it comes to forgiving myself, like even if I knew better, you might beat yourself up a little bit like that, and you think about it like, nah, I can't believe I did that. I understand that.
But you controlling yourself though, because you have control of what you do, think, and the actions. Control over somebody else is different. Like it's easier to be like, all right, they don't really know me. Like it's cool, they don't really understand me, but you know you. Right,
but still in my mind, I get that. But in my mind, as I'm thinking of like, all right, I did something bad, did something wrong, and I beat myself a little bit or whatever, and I think about it, and I'm like, I can't believe I did that. Or it's like, man, I really did that. It's like, I don't understand how somebody holds on to. Let me correct it. I understand it. I don't know why we do it though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get like how you hold on to it, because it's you. You understand you more than anybody, so you should understand why you did it and what your thought process. So, which to me, it should be easy to let it go because you know you. But for most people, the unforgiveness is a struggle because why did you do that? I don't get it.
But that's the
you're
battle.
you're trying to get it because it's them.
Yes.
But because it's you, you understand you.
But that's the battle with you. That's just so weird. But it's like it's the battle with yourself. Like I understand. Like I get it. But I don't know. It's just something about it that you can, because you can continually go over the situation, and like if you're a overthinker, if you're a person that like just keeps just overdoes it, and you're just like analyzing every single thing that you could have said, everything that you could have did, everything that you could have like different scenarios.
Yeah.
Like you're just playing it over and over and again. Sometimes you be like, oh, okay, well I can let it go, but most of the time it's like.
Now, I can understand the struggle to forgive yourself if there's a consequence you can't reverse.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, usually it's that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense to me.
It's usually the consequences that you
because
can't
you're
reverse.
replaying. I can't believe I lost that.
Right.
I can't believe I could have had, or I can't believe I messed this up. Or
right.
I can understand that because you're living the consequence. and you know, and the struggle to forgive yourself is there because you can't take that back.
Yeah.
All right.
But then,
I can not. Yeah. Okay.
But then now it goes back to forgiving people, and because you're living the consequence of
What somebody else might have did.
what they did to you,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, mentally, physically, like all those things. So it's like now it's learning how to forgive those people, and thinking that because if you put all your eggs in one basket on these individuals, you might have just, you know, did the same thing like you did to yourself, not forgiving you, like forgiving, not well. It comes a twofold too, because it's like, dang, I trusted in this person or this individual,
Yeah.
and then now girl, you should have known better. I'm talking about girls, but man, boy, whatever you want to call yourself, yeah. Well, you know better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you tell yourself, like, you know better.
Mm-hmm.
But then it reverses back to yourself. And it's like, it just be like, like this.
Yeah. It's all intertwined.
Right.
Yeah. So let's get into our first point.
All right.
Right,
So,
if you-
first point.
So we're talking about making it last forever.
Yeah.
Learning how to make relationships last, right? We're talking about you need to practice forgiveness,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's get to our first point.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Okay, so first point. Forgiveness is a choice. Okay.
Hello.
Not a feeling.
Hello.
You don't forgive because you feel like it. You forgive because you have to.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
No matter how hard it can be.
That's where people get stuck.
Yeah. Forgiveness is an active act. So let's go back to that. No matter how hard it can be. Like, at times we think about it like how it can be very hard.
Yeah.
Especially you got to deal with the person in your household.
Mm-hmm.
It can be very hard.
Mm-hmm. Was that a little slight? Were you directing that towards me a little bit, like
No.
in the household?
No, it's okay.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
you're in my household, so I'm just letting you know that I forgive you.
Oh, thank you. I forgive you too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it can be hard. So, but forgiveness is an active act. You must initiate it with a conscious decision. Forgiveness never comes by itself or time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, if thinking about it, if forgiveness is a choice and not a feeling, you have to forgive yourself because you feel like it. Like you can't just feel like it. Like it has to, like literally, it has to be an action, like an act, like they always say, fake it till you make it type of thing. But if you physically do something, your mind is going to react. Your mind is going to start following what you're doing. So, if you ever think about like being in what's it called? Not active mode, but when you're in the mode where you just like your body is moving, but your mind is not thinking about it.
Oh, like autopilot.
Yeah, autopilot. Mm-hmm. So think about that. Like if your body is moving actively in that moment, like your mind is going to start catching up with you learning what forgiveness looks like. So just think about it that way. Like how you're in the active, you're in the autopilot. Like, all right, I'm moving. I'm gonna feed you dinner tonight, or I'm gonna do this, even though I don't feel like it. I'm gonna do it.
So essentially, what you're saying is, one practice can be, all right, let me go about life as if it never happened.
Yes.
And try to overcome the mindset of it over time.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Because your mindset is, of course that's the biggest battle.
Like you're gonna be thinking about it.
Right, you're gonna be thinking about it.
While you're on autopilot.
Right. But I think just doing the effort of like, all right, I gotta force myself to do this. Oh man, I gotta try it. All right, just a step.
Yeah, but I think that's important though.
What?
Because
the mindset or the action?
No, the action. Mm-hmm. Even if your mind isn't there yet, it's like it lets the other spouse know that okay, they're attempting to show that they forgive me or want to forgive me.
Yeah.
As opposed to, it's like they're treating me like trash, treating me like garbage, And you know, of course, some people, you know, I can't be fake. I can't be
Yeah.
fake. Okay. You know, people fake when they want to be.
Right. You fake at your job.
People fake all the time. So the thing is, I like that point. Not to cut you off.
You fake on social media all the time. We don't see the real you for real.
Faking it.
You show us what you want to show. But I think the biggest thing is just understanding, like, because I think over the past years, I have learned what forgiveness truly looks like. And we're going back to I know this is one of the points. I don't know if you're going to go over this one, but understanding that at times it's like being childish, like the understanding of being an adult, like it takes a lot. Just like, I mean, because I always try to reference back to when I work, because I work all the time. And I think about like how customers treat me, or how they may talk to me a certain way, like certain customers, or how they speak. Like, I literally, on the inside, the things that I want to say, I can't. The way that I want to react, I can't, because I have a demeanor. I have something to withhold or show, and I have to, you know, represent the company well. So thinking about that is like having that mindset that I want to represent God well. When it comes to forgiveness, like, I want to be able to go out there and say that He forgave me and still forgiving me for all my sins. Like, and I take it, and I'm like, if I'm going to do that with my spouse, with my relationships, people that I talk to, like, I have to make an effort, even if it's just a text message, or if it's just a random kissy face, or like something that's going to show that, you know, you're trying, like the effort of just trying. I think that's where it's easier to now open up windows for conversation too, because a lot of us don't have that. Like, we can't even have a conversation, because, I mean, to be honest, a lot of it comes from just having a conversation. People just want to have a conversation about it, and being able to understand, like, being able to forgive that person, or vice versa, somebody forgiving you. You just want to have a conversation and see where the individual is at, see where your relationship is going, and, you know, what they're thinking about. So taking that and just actively, like, trying to get to that point is where it happens. Like, I can use, for example, I know I said this plenty of times, but when we first started dating and all this stuff, this man, first of all,
I have no idea what she's about to say, y'all.
I'd be mad, and I wasn't used to this. Like, him just talking, and like, I'll be mad about a situation or whatever, and we'll be quiet, and because he don't really get mad, he just be like quiet and then don't say nothing, like, all right, you done, like, type of thing. So in the beginning of the relationship, I remember he would just be quiet, and then that's it, and then I'd be quiet, and then we start texting each other and have a conversation, and then he'll text me like a long text message about whatever, and then I'll text him back my feelings or emotions or whatever, and then I'm like, this is weird. Like, I've never, like, been in a relationship with someone where they're just like, I just threw something at you, and then you gonna text me like, what you want for dinner, or like a random, like, just something random, like, I'm going to the grocery store, did you want me to pick up something, or I bought you something for da, or just random acts of kindness, and I'm like, what is this? So it's like, how do you do that? Like, just, like,
you're asking me?
No, I'm just, it's yes, I want you to answer it, but I'm just saying right now in the moment, like, how do you do that? Like, how did you do that? Like, I was asking myself to you, in my mind, like, what? But then I learned that it improved me as an adult, and my mental state when it came to other people as well. Like, I started to, like, people that I would normally be upset with, or that I probably wouldn't have forgave over whatever they did over the years, and so much stuff that's happened over the years with myself, with us. I mean, without myself, with people and all that stuff. Like, I would have never forgave them, but just being in a relationship or practicing that. Oh, let me try this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if this gonna work. Let me be the bigger person and reach out. Let me just try it. Let me see what it's about. And then it led to a conversation. It led to whatever, but it also led to like healing for me too. So
yeah,
I said a lot.
No, that was good though. That was good. You know, but to answer your question, I would say that for me, y'all, let me keep it simple. All right. And I just finished with a client today, and this is what I told them also. I had told another client this yesterday. Yelling, fighting, and going back and forth, it never works. It has never worked. You blowing up or getting mad or snapping has never helped the relationship. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't help.
I mean, it's great makeup sex.
Yeah, but that ain't helping nothing.
But no, I'm just saying. It's just
you know Lil Wayne said, right?
Great makeup sex, and then you have more babies. That's how people have babies.
Yeah, and they have more problems because they ain't got no money to pay for them babies.
Yeah.
And they have more problems.
Yeah. But I'm just saying.
You know what Lil Wayne said?
What he say?
He said, as soon as I came to my senses. The makeup sex is fine, but when you come back to your senses. So you better fix your problem. Because when you come, you want to cuddle. Not come back to your senses and argue some more. Okay? So let's just get it. Hey, that's what Lil Wayne said. You know?
This is my husband, everyone.
Right? But here's the thing, right? Point number 2.
Mm-hmm.
A lack of forgiveness shows up in many forms. A lack of forgiveness shows up in many forms.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a constant frustration with your spouse, a constant irritation, people can still see you yawn.
I know.
If you have a constant, right? If you have a constant attitude, a constant just uneasy, or you easily I
went down like that. Sorry.
Like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Popeye. Right? All that stuff are different forms of unforgiveness, because if I'm holding on to something, it triggers me to be irritated with you a little bit more.
Yeah.
If I'm holding on to an issue, it triggers me to be irritated a little bit more. If I'm holding a grudge against you, my attitude is going to display that. Mm-hmm. You cannot hide unforgiveness. You can't do it. Well, let me be more clear. In a relationship and a marriage, you can't hide unforgiveness. It will eventually show, because once it gets to the root of bitterness, it is dangerous to chop down. It is hard to chop down that tree, and you become a dangerous individual to live with and be around. Okay? So the reality is when you begin to understand, when it comes to all of the different aspects of unforgiveness and how it shows up, your spouse is going to know something is wrong. Your significant other is going to know something is wrong. And if you don't just simply be honest about what's going on and let them know that, hey, something is wrong, I haven't forgiven you for this, we need to talk about it so I can try to forgive you. If you don't work, before you even get to the forgiveness part, you got to admit that you haven't forgiven them. And you have to communicate that so that y'all can get on the same page to even have the conversation about why you haven't forgiven them. So your forgiveness, it shows up. It will show up. It shows up often. It shows up consistently, and it will show up in many different forms. They will go to do something, and you'll kind of dismiss it. Why? Because you're still holding on to unforgiveness from something else. Yeah. When you are not in a place of forgiveness with your spouse or your significant other, it will show up in many forms. All right. Last point. My last point. Which one do I want to use? I'll use this one. A lack of forgiveness communicates that your pain is more important than your significant others. I wanted to say this one because it was more controversial. It's funner to talk about. Some people would think about what I just said and say, well, how? If they hurt me, and they're the one hurting me, how can it? Listen, what I'm explaining is this. Let's keep it as simple as possible. To assume that you're the only person hurt in a marriage or relationship is just crazy. Two people have been hurt at some point in time. Two people have been, disappointed at some point in time. And oftentimes, we want to prioritize our pain and seek out forgiveness from the other person. And seek out with the other person that they need to apologize and earn our forgiveness. When the reality is, at some point, we all going to need forgiveness. At some point, we're all going to be disappointed. Relationships are a song and dance where two people are experiencing different things, right? So here's the reality. When somebody, and here's the most important thing about the point I just made. And my point was, a lack of forgiveness communicates that my pain or my hurt is more important or more significant than you or yours. And the reality is, if somebody hurts you, or if somebody does something that you don't like, and it offends you, or bothers you, or pains you, it's your responsibility to communicate that, right? But oftentimes, when you communicate it, they may say, "Well, I don't remember doing that. Well, I didn't do it on purpose." Whatever their reasoning is. At that point, it's up to you to forgive, even if you don't think it's acceptable. Okay, you go. Even if you don't think it's acceptable, right? At least communicate and work through it until you get an apology that you feel is acceptable. And you have to also recognize and be rational. They might be doing the best they can, okay?
Yeah.
But here's the point I want to make.
You made a point.
Here's another point I want to make. What we tend to do is forget when the shoe was on the other foot. When you were the one that needed to apologize. When you were the one that hurt them. See, it's always different when we're the ones who get hurt. We don't have that same energy, that same effort when we do the hurting. See, when we hurt somebody, we want to drag it on out. I'm sorry, when we hurt somebody, we don't want it dragged out. Yeah. We don't want it prolonged. Please forgive me. Just forgive me.
Please.
Just forgive me. Baby, please, just forgive me. And sometimes, and to be honest, sometimes our apology is piss poor. Yes, piss poor.
Artist.
Piss poor.
Artist.
We just half button, half baking our way to an apology, expecting forgiveness. Cool. But when it's the other person's opportunity to apologize, you want to drag it on out. You want to, no, that ain't good enough. We should be as quick to forgive as quick as we want to be forgiven.
Yep.
We should be as quick to forgive as quick as we want to be forgiven.
Say that one more time.
We should be as quick to forgive as we are to desire to be forgiven. Okay? Why? Because it's only right. If I want forgiveness within 24 hours, then I should be able to give it within 24 hours. And that's something we should do anyway.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking about practicing forgiveness, right? So here's the key point. Here's the key conclusion. Learn to practice daily forgiveness. Daily forgiveness. Learn to go to bed and wake up with a clean slate for today.
That should be a key too, like learning. Don't go to bed not forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Or angry.
Yeah.
Like you said, go to bed angry.
Yeah. Daily forgiveness is so necessary. You have to be willing to forgive daily. There needs to be a 24-hour understanding that, all right, 24 hours is over.
Yeah.
Move forward. I know that ain't easy, but it should be something that you work towards and practice towards. Why? Because it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because half the stuff people are hung up on is so small and so minor, which goes back to my white point, it's just immature. It's childlike. You about to say something?
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I know there's some tough things out there that forgiving people. And I think also just having, I know it worked for me, but having the mindset of people are going to be people. People hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I always think about the scripture, forgive people, forgive them for they know not what they do. So sometimes people really don't know that what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. And let me clarify that. Because people will hear that and they'll be like, how did they not know? They're adults. What we mean by that is, let me paint the picture. Yes or no? Just ask yourself. Have you ever been in a situation or had a moment where you look back and say, man, I can't believe I did that? That's what she means.
Yeah.
It's that moment where even when you did what you did years ago, in that moment, you knew what you were doing, but down the road, you look back and say, man, I can't believe I did that. That statement lets you know you didn't really know what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And people do stuff in the moment. They do it out of emotions, out of feelings. Like, it's so much that's combined with humans.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we have to give them grace too.
Yep.
You know, and as much as it hurts, or much as it can be difficult, like he said earlier, like my husband said earlier. What'd you say?
Be as quick to forgive as you want to be forgiven.
Yes, be as quick as to forgive as quick as you want to be forgiven.
Yeah. It makes me I'm writing this down as I'm thinking about it. It's something that you had said earlier, right? And it's I call it baby syndrome, right? Babies cry till they get what they want.
Yeah.
That's what humans do.
Yeah.
That's what adults do. So when people choose to not forgive, it's their cry until they get what they want or feel they deserve. When that's not how forgiveness works. Forgiveness has to happen for the sake of the relationship to survive. And you have to let it go. Why? Because that's the process to make anything last relationally. Because disappointment is going to happen, hurt is going to happen, pain is going to happen. Now, you have to also, in your own right, within the relationship of marriage, understand you can't keep doing stuff.
Right.
That's hurting the person. You can't.
Right.
Okay, just because they forgive you don't mean you have permission to keep doing it.
Yeah, right.
But all we're saying is practicing daily forgiveness is a way to make your relationship and your marriage last. And if you learn how to do that, which is the key conclusion is daily forgiveness. If you learn how to implement that in your relationship and in your marriage, especially with the small things, so they didn't do the dishes, so they didn't take out the trash, so learn to let it go. Stop piling on and holding on to every little thing they didn't do, right? Begin to focus on what they did do. Begin to focus on the small things that they continue to do. Begin to focus on all the things that you love about them, as well as, and not just the things that you dislike about them. You have anything else?
Yeah, and I think of the positive things that they did before they did what they did. You know, like what made you love them in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that if you hold on to that, that will also give you an understanding, or you know, a better perspective of, you know, who they are and all those things.
Yep. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We love y'all. All in all.
All in all.
Listen, we are here for all of your relationship needs. We have these dialogues weekly, just light conversation to talk about good topics, right? You know, but if you want the deep stuff, you got to pay for that. Hit us up at www.tryforeverlove.com. TRY, 4, Everlove. We are here to help you in your single journey, in your dating and relationship journey, in your engagement and marriage journey, right? We are here to help you succeed in every point and every turn of your relationship journey. Now, we also have a hotline. If you have any questions, if you need answers anonymously or help anonymously call us at 1-888-420-0471. Other than that, we're out. Love y'all. Appreciate you. See y'all next week.
Bye.